The phone rings around 12:10, and I knew it was Champion before looking at the caller ID. It better be anyway. Hello? Don't tell me you're not ready. I start laughing. I am ready. Alright, I'm a three-way to cab company. Give them the address to you. I'll give them my address. I'll pay when you get here. I'll be on my stoop. He clicks the line and comes back with the phone ringing. Car service, the man mumbles through the receiver. Yes, champ. I need a cab, but she'll give you the address. Okay, says the man. I give my address, Champion gives his, and the guy tells me about 30 minutes since the car service base is near Champion. Champion clicks the line, and we talk back on the phone a bit until I gotta go downstairs. The cab pulls right up as I step to the curb. I get in, and the driver double checks where I'm going. I remember this street, Champion said, so I can confirm. We start driving, and the driver was getting to every light while it was green, so this 30-minute ride was more like 15 to 20 minutes. As we pull up, Champion was on his stoop like he said he'd be. He was talking to another kid whose back was towards the street. Champion stood up when he saw the cab pull up and walks toward the car. He gets to the car and the driver rolls the window down. Hi, beautiful, he says as he looks in the back seat. I smile and slide towards the driver's side to get out. How much? Champion says to the driver. $20, the driver says without hesitation. He looks nervous, poor guy. Champion hands him a $20 bill and tries to open the back door from the outside. The cab had the lock removed, so I couldn't lift it. Yo, unlock her door and don't do that shit again. I spoke to Carlos. Champion snaps at the driver. I have to be sure, the driver says with a thick Spanish accent and unlocks the door. Whatever, nigga. Champion opens the back door for me and I get out. He gives me a big hug before closing the door to the cab. Scary ass nigga, he says as he closes the door. Yo, champ, I'll get up with you, the dude Champion was talking to says. Yeah, Champion replies. He leaves from inside the yard of the house. I know you hungry. My mother cooked before they left. You want a plate? You making me a plate? I smirk. Well, it's not gonna make it so. Come on. He grabs my hand and leads me into the house. The style of the house was very much similar to Claudia's on the outside. His stoop was a little larger than hers. We walk into a small foyer-type area, and the stairs to upstairs were right there as well. If you took a few steps forward, maybe 5, there was a large archway that led to the living room. The inside of his house looked much larger compared to the outside. As soon as you walked into the house, it opened up. I didn't get a good look at the living room since I was following him straight to the kitchen. We walked down a hallway that leads straight to the kitchen. There was a bedroom on the first floor, and the door was slightly open. I could hear the TV on, but couldn't see much of anything. I also wasn't trying to be super nosy or obvious either. We walk by a bathroom and walk into the kitchen, which is painted a really soft yellow. There was a glass dining room table that could seat probably 5 or 6 people at once. The chairs had beige coverings on them. Everything was pristine and didn't look like many people ate in the kitchen anyway. You could sit if you want. I got curry chicken, Big Mac and cheese, and cabbage. You want everything? Yup, I say, smiling. He starts laughing. Food is the way to your heart, huh? I laugh even harder. He makes my plate and gets a can of soda from the fridge for me. Come on, he says, holding the plate and hands me the soda with a paper towel. We walk back down the hall and go up the staircase. I could see a bedroom all the way to the left. The door was open, but the dresser could be seen from the staircase. I see another bathroom, followed by another room with the door closed, and a room to the right of the staircase. Champion opens the door to his room on the right. His room was so nice and tidy. He had a queen-size bed against the wall but facing the door. He had a graffiti sign written above the bed reading out Champion. The other walls were lined with posters from Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep, Jay-Z, Tupac, Nas, etc. He had a tall chest-like dresser that held his TV with a cable box on top. He also had several video game systems lined up side by side on the floor. Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, and a PlayStation. On the wall, he had a few shelves that were holding a lot of video games. There were two extra large beanbag chairs in his room, both black. The carpet in his room is also black. On the other wall, he has three large towers of Nike boxes and another dresser with a mirror. There was also a full-length mirror on the smaller part of the wall in between the closet and the room door. You can sit on the beanbag or my bed. I mean, I'm about to eat. I won't sit on your bed. He starts laughing. I gotta be a good host, but thank you. I plop down in the beanbag chair and sink all the way to the bottom. This definitely wasn't one of those cheap beanbags where it feels like you're laying on pebbles. The beanbag instantly reminds me of Aspen, and I feel myself get somber at the moment, but I quickly snap out of it. I miss her, but I don't want to make myself cry. I situate myself in a position to be comfortable enough to eat, and he hands me my plate. What you want to watch? He asks as he sits down on the bed and turns the TV on. I don't care. He keeps flipping until he gets to a Fresh Prince marathon. Oh, leave this. It's my favorite show, I say. He smirks. I already like you. Stop trying to like my shows too. I blush but start laughing. This food is really good. I can't even tell my mother. They might start planning our wedding if she knew you was here. Oh my God, your parents mentioned it? Yeah, she was like, that's Big's daughter. He mocks her Trini accent. I said, yeah, we got class together. And she said, she cute? I said, yeah, she's the girl who walked down the stairs that day y'all signed me in. She was so happy. He tries to brush it off. I start laughing. So, yeah, you good with my mother. She's known your father for a minute, she said. Not sure if that is good or bad. Yeah, me either. We start laughing. We stop talking for a bit just because I'm eating my food. I thought you was gonna dub me. Why? I look at him confused while chewing. I don't know. You be letting this saga shit fuck with you. I mean, yeah, it has been. But I don't want to hurt him. We go together. I start laughing. No. But it's because of him we don't, right? I look down at the floor. Exactly. He shakes his head. Not gonna keep harping on Saga, but it's on you. I finished eating at the same time. The energy kind of shifted at the moment. I asked if I could go to the bathroom to wash my hands. He takes my plate and shows me where the bathroom is. He turns to take the plate downstairs to the kitchen. I wash my hands and rinse my mouth with some water, wiggle it around, and spit it out. I wipe my hands and mouth with a paper towel and throw it in a small garbage alongside the toilet, and I turn the light off and walk back into his room and sit back on the beanbag. He comes in shortly after and plops down next to me on the same beanbag. I look at him mainly because he's squishing me. I'm not mad at you, he says and kisses my lips. Okay. We lock eyes for a moment. He slides his arm around me and I lay under him, and we watch Fresh Prince. After about 15 minutes, it starts to get uncomfortable, so I start squirming to find a comfortable spot, which makes him start to squirm. Yeah, this ain't working for me either. I start laughing, which makes him laugh. I push him off. He stands up and grabs my arm to pull me up. Come sit on the bed so you're comfortable, but stay above the covers. I am not a cheap date. I start laughing more, and he plops on top of his covers and lays down. He had his feet off the side of the bed to not put his sneakers in the bed. You want to watch Friday? He asks. I sit down on the other side of the bed. Yeah. He gets up, walks over to the TV, and turns on the VCR. You can definitely tell he gets anything he asks for, and he's not lacking for any material item. I didn't even notice the tapes. He had a whole collection of stuff. He ejects the tape that's in there and puts it back in the case, then puts in Friday. For an almost 16-year-old, he was pretty neat. Could be just because I'm here, but still. He puts the movie on and turns the light off. The room wasn't really dark because it was light outside, so the light is still coming through the window. But he didn't need the room light on at the same time. He sits back on the bed but pulls me closer to lean on him. I snuggle up next to him and the movie started. The more time we spend together and the more we speak, the deeper my crush for him goes. Not even sure what to do about this. Maybe I should call Sasha for some advice. I didn't get to really see her the last time I was there. The whole trip was about threatening me and meeting Chrissy. As we are watching the movie, he grabs my free hand and interlocks our fingers. About 15 minutes later, he lets my hand go. I feel him shifting. I'm hurting you? I ask. No. He sits up slightly, but not really, just enough to position himself to kiss me. In my head, I'm thinking, finally, but I just kiss him back. Of course, I don't know how long the kiss lasted, but he started kissing on my neck and it felt so good, so I didn't stop him. His lips were so plump and so soft, felt like little pillows kissing my neck. At some point, we got interrupted by the phone ringing. He stops kissing me and gets up to get the phone. Hello, he says into the receiver, sounding slightly annoyed. He is listening more than speaking, small little replies. Yeah, I got it. He pauses again and lets out an annoyed sigh. Nah, I know. Okay, okay. He looks at me and mouths, save me. I smile, but I stay quiet. Okay, bye. He hangs up and puts his phone back on the base. You good? I ask. Yeah, some shit I gotta go do in a little bit that I was told I didn't have to do. I feel like sometimes they give me more tasks on purpose, so I back off this life. He does air quotes. Oh, I remain even toned and show no emotion. I was slightly upset even though I knew I couldn't stay here forever. I had been here for close to 2 hours, so I can't complain much. I'll make it up to you in some kind of way. I wasn't even mad, but pretend I am. So yeah, make it up to me. He starts laughing. You're different, Summer. Thank you. I think. Nah, it's definitely a compliment. I smile, but I feel myself blush. I stand up and look at myself in the mirror. Champ! I'm gonna kill you! Why? I said I was gonna make it up. He positions himself behind me and slides his hands on my thighs. Nigga, you gave me a hickey. I moved my shirt, and a little below my collarbone was a hickey. Your shirt could cover that. He smirks at me in the mirror while pushing my neck to the side to semi-snuggle. He pulls the shirt back up. See? He says and kisses my cheek. I start laughing and nod my head. Cool. Wait for the payback. Oh, it's a competition. He starts laughing. You can mark me up, baby. I'm trying to be yours. You worried about your ex in jail. I start laughing. Please, with that lame line. I turn out of him holding me from behind and playfully roll my eyes. It's all true. I'll be lame though. Whatever, you like me anyway. I start laughing. I gotta leave in like 30 minutes. You want me to call your cab now or wait until I leave? I'll wait until you leave or just about to leave. My dad is coming? If your dad was coming, you were leaving now. He starts laughing. No, I'm taking a cab too, he continues. Oh, then I'll wait, but I'm going to Kiana's. I'll walk home from her house. You sure? I could give you extra cab money. No, she lives a few blocks away. It's okay. I sit back down on his bed as he's getting himself together, watching the movie. I hope my mother or Sharif don't see this hickey. My shirt really did cover it for the most part. After he finishes getting ready, he sits down next to me but leans in instantly for another kiss. You could get me back, he says in my ear. I can't front. I didn't believe he wasn't talking to anyone else. I guess I do now. I put a hickey right at the bottom of his neck. His shirt couldn't hide it. It wasn't too big, but you could see it. Now we match, he says. I start laughing and he calls my cab and his. We go outside on the stoop. The sun is still up and bright. It's about 3:30 now. I should get to Kiana's around 4. I'll go home around 9, depending on what's going on at her house. The cab pulls up at the same time since they were dispatched from the same base. Champion walks me to my car and opens the door for me. I look at him in amazement. What? I was raised right, he says. I start laughing, which makes him laugh. He gives me a kiss on my lips and hugs me tightly. When the hug breaks, he kisses me again. I'll call you tonight if I can. Okay. I get into the cab and he closes the door. Champion taps on the driver window. Don't lock her back door. How much is her trip? 20, the driver says without making much eye contact. He reaches into his pocket and hands the driver a $20 bill. Thank you, I say. You're welcome, baby, Champion says while looking in the back seat. He walks off towards his cab and gets in. My cab driver starts to drive the car. We get to Kiana's in about 35 minutes. The lights were mostly red as we were approaching. I pull up in front of Kiana's building and Latrell is walking out of the building as I'm exiting the cab.